Righto, now stage 3 of making this platter, we've taken it down to about 24 millimeters, just under an inch thick, front and back when I hold it with my hands. With this wood you can't go very thin because it's lost its stability when it was buried, so we leave them usually around about an inch or just under. The wood's light, so they're not heavy platters, and when I start to sand my work I put on oil to sand with. Linseed oil, and you'll see the grain coming up now. Soak it in linseed oil. This will keep down the dust. You should always wear a mask too, but while I'm making a video or talking to somebody when I'm demonstrating, I don't wear a mask. I hold my breath, as I said, but with oil keeps the dust down, and because it's wet, and it also lifts the grain, and it also lubricates it so it doesn't get hot and crack the wood. So there you are, you're looking at the grain there, and that linseed oil, or any oil, you don't have to use linseed, will actually work its way into the pores of the wood about half a millimeter, not even that, and it'll lift the grain. I don't sand by hand, I sand with a grinder at very fast speed with a rubber pad, and I start with a 60 grit and I work my way down to 1200 wet and dry, 18 grades of paper. You can't catch all the dust, so you have to wear a mask when you're doing this and an apron. So what I'm going to do is just a little bit to show you, and then you can figure out the rest yourself. We turn it, we put on the oil. I'll do it now. I'm going to turn on my extractor, but it won't catch much. I can't pull it over here. Usually I have it over on this side with the lathe running this way, or if I'm running in reverse, I have it where it is now. I'll just put it there, it's not going to catch much, and I turn on my, now this takes it off very fast. Because it's wet and lifted the grain, it comes off very fast. I soak it again, and every time I sand, I soak, right till I get to the very last grade of paper with the wet and dry papers. I can clean this disc if I want to. I have a rubber, and that disc is now clean. I can use it again. So the next way to do it is to come up on this part. Make sure that your chuck doesn't come loose on when you start turning in reverse. I give it a bit of a run, and now it's spinning in reverse. This being that it'll push the paper this way, coming the other way will lift the paper and rip it. So I like to work in reverse most of the time. And usually I'd have a mask on doing this. Okay, it's very quick. You can go through 18 grades of paper in about 15 minutes when you're really into it. Put some more oil in, lift the grain again, and work your way down through all the grades of paper. I want to do this little bead here. I pick up a bit of sandpaper and do it by hand, forward this time, and I work on that bead I can't do with the spinning rubber disc and grinder. Sometimes I go right out to the edge, but I'll go down through 18 grades of paper in about 15 minutes. You've got to make sure that it's all clean before you go on to the next one. No end grain fibre pull. That's what the tools are about. They don't pull fibre. they slice clean.
Now,
You heard that? This is going forward the way you usually sand. If I was going in reverse, it wouldn't have done that. And you can see how it's broken the paper. That's why I've done that. So let's give it a wind and go in reverse. And then we get some more oil. And we keep soaking it in oil. This is bringing the grain up, and so that's my first paper. I'd go to 80 grit now, then 100, then 120, then 150, then 180, then 220 wet and dry, 240, 280, and I'd work my way down to 1200. Then I'd polish. Okay?